Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Very excited to have Danny on yet again. I think this is probably your third visit to my community. I think
Yeah,
we had a couple of
yeah,
older things, but we're on to movement, I guess, because Foxify obviously has had kind of a life for over a year now, I guess, eh?
yeah. That's very Canadian of you, eh? At the end.
I
It's,
do have those moments.
yeah, I like those little mannerisms, different cultures. But yeah, no, it's we started last year. We started last year. Been a journey without
Yeah,
a doubt, and I'm very happy that we took some really bold decisions actually because
nice.
yeah, sometimes you have to break a few eggs to make an omelette.
Absolutely. And yeah, and this, I wanted to get to that a little bit. Obviously, it has been a long journey. There's obviously been, you guys were trying to bite off quite a big idea, I guess, and it's still probably a big idea right now. And I'm looking forward to digging into what you guys have actually like coming to fruition now, which is the big part, I think, right now, is that you actually have something that people are able to use now that's tangible, that will function. And so I'm excited to hear about that and hear about what you're doing with that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
Still laughing at you that will function.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, and I didn't mean that facetiously, but yeah, I mean, and it's because what you guys are trying to do is quite large. There's obviously dexes on chains and stuff like that,
yeah,
but something that's going to do more and bring in even prop trading, which is what we'll get into, or funded trading, which we'll get into in a moment, but bringing in new mechanics and new abilities to do something bigger is quite neat, and do something different than what every other dex has done, because we've seen them get copied as well time and
yeah,
time again on different chains. So
yeah.
um, so if you want to just do a quick introduction of you, and then we can start going into the nitty gritty stuff, just in case people haven't seen you, because it has been a while, and it has been a while even in DeFi right now. It's been a
Yeah,
while for a lot of things not happening. So start with that.
yeah. No, I hope there's some new people here. So no disrespect to the people that we already know, but yeah, if you
Yep.
don't know who I am, so Danny Winter, I'm the founder of Foxify, and yeah, a lot of love for pack trading here. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I'll give you a little bit of sort of my background. So been in Web3 since early 22. We launched our first project MDB a week before the Terra Luna crisis. So, follow me for more timing tips. And yeah, before that, sort of broad experience really. I've worked in leadership roles in a couple of Fortune 500 businesses. Worked in progressive industries like energy and sustainability, 3D printing, and yeah, so I went corporate into startup, then from startup into Web3, and Foxify was our sort of second mission in Web3. It's a journey, as Justin says. It's a bit of a journey that we've been on. We're very ambitious in terms of what we want to do. We never want to be, I think there's many problems within the Web3 space. I think imitation is, nobody gets everything right. But I think one thing you definitely can't criticize us for is always trying to do something different, right? We launched MDB in a rebase craze fest, and we launched something focused around responsible tokenomics and deflation, right? And there's many other projects that I think were inspired by that.
Absolutely.
I think Truth Seekers definitely took a lot of inspiration. Only Burns were directly forked by our largest holder as well. So, there was definitely inspired other people. And then when we wanted to build a trading platform, also the same. We don't want to, I think there's if you're not aiming to be the top three in what you do, and it doesn't mean you're going to get there, but at least if you don't have a clear vision
Yeah.
for how you believe you can get there, and belief is a really important thing in any startup, then you're kind of accepting that you're going to die. You're accepting when you start. So we've always been very ambitious in terms of what we wanted to do. The first version of our platform was sort of peer-to-peer options, which has a very interesting model. Actually, again, it's completely our own sort of concept, but we had some issues. We had some development issues with sort of, let's call it V1 of our package, and we made a very bold decision because we had our eye on the prop trading industry, and we can see, rather than being one of 210 odd perps dexes, our ambition was to be the first Web3 prop trading business. And there are other people talking about prop trading in Web3, but it's 99% smoke and mirrors. We are the first Web3, the only Web3 prop trading business where you can trade. It's fully on chain, real funds. And so we took a very ambitious decision to basically take V1 of our platform, and I was glad to see the back of it, quite frankly, and burn it in a barrel, and start completely again, because what we wanted to build, and what we have built is a fully integrated perpetuals DEX and Web3 prop trading application that's part of the same integrated ecosystem. So
Nice.
yeah, not a small task by any stretch, but one that already a week into funded in private beta, we have good traction, and definitely I think I would much rather have this business out of the other out of any other trading platform in DeFi right now.
Well, and it's funny. So, and you did mention obviously the pack trading group. So I actually, Austin Clark. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so
Austin,
that is him.
Yeah, shout out to Austin. Austin was one of the people where we did lots of research in building of the platform. We did very early research, and Austin was one of the people that we did a lot of brain picking with. Didn't take as long with Austin, but I'm joking. He's a good friend, but Austin I would say contributed to the vision of Foxify.
Nice. Yeah. Well, and so the pack trading groups, a bunch of them are here. I'm actually part of that group as well. We've had some really good success trading, and we're excited when we see something happening on the blockchain, which can help us get rid of using these prop firms that, as you are aware, obviously this is why you're creating this product, I'm sure. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors, as you say, is probably one of the biggest ways to put it. And a lot of garbage, a lot of bad actors in that space, just as much as in DeFi and other things that we see in the space. So we're definitely excited to see a product that hopefully will do away with that and give some transparency and allow us to trade in an environment that's fair. And so I'm looking forward to, as we spoke in private, I think seeing futures come onto this as well in the future. But for now, excited to see basically crypto, I guess. And so where do we want to go from here, I guess? Because I want to make sure everybody gets an idea of what you're kind of doing here. And the idea behind this is the ability to be able to use other people's funds sort of in order to trade for yourself. But you have to prove yourself like a prop firm.
Absolutely. Maybe what I'll do, I've got some visuals that I can share actually. So I've got a couple of, there you go. So, but I will come off of this. We can come back to the platform in a minute. I've got a few visuals to share to kind of set the scene actually, which gives sort of I suppose a bit of basis and a bit of context to what we're doing as well. So I'll share that. So bear with me. So just check. I'm going to jump tabs, and you just let me know. Can you still see it?
Yeah. So I can pull that up. This guy here, you mean? You may have to unshare and share the new thing if you're going to a totally different screen.
I just literally changed to a different tab on the same thing. So can you see?
I can see the market opportunity.
There we go. Perfect. We're good. So, so just to give you some context, right? So, we're a perpetuals DEX, so, a perps platform. And there's, this market is about 2.1 billion a year. That's what it's worth. Now it's heavily saturated, 200 plus platforms within the perps industry. As part of our sort of V1 journey was understanding that actually perpetuals is where the volume is economically. It's definitely the sort of strongest area. But at the same time, there's a real lack of innovation actually, and sort of decentralized perpetuals is heavily reliant on this narrative that everybody's going to move from a central exchange to a decentralized exchange, right? Which is a bit of a one-trick pony in terms of expectation. And obviously, when you build something on chain, you really want to solve problems, right? And and I think definitely decentralized perpetuals. I suppose it's. I think it's hard to say it solves problems. I think it gives peace of mind, maybe because you've got a decentralized price feed. I think it's really important, so you don't get so much of the scam wicks and things like that. But also you also retain custody of your own funds, which again, but central exchange. I know everybody talks about FTX, but there's very few sort of big failures within the industry where there isn't sort of a decent compensation, and takes time, and it's frustrating for people, and it's they're black swans, but there isn't. It's not like people they're getting blown up by central exchanges week in, week out, right? So if you look at then the perpetuals industry, so sorry, the prop trading industry. So the prop trading industry is 3 times. So in last year, the prop trading industry is 3 times the size of all of trading within DeFi. So a huge market, but zero presence within Web3. And you can see the white here is our prediction of the growth of this within Web3, obviously led by Foxify. We are the first and we are the only one. So it's a huge industry. And the challenges actually that industry faces are, regulatory tightening, a lack of trust and transparency within the industry, lots of this, synthetic money, am I really trading, fairly? People's cash outs being locked up. So, you go into something, you invest in something, and then the rules change at the end of it. And now these are all problems that Web3 solves, right? Or, trust, transparency, moving into, if it's hard coded into a smart contract, it's very difficult to change the rules. So Web3 really solves that problem. So Foxify kind of sits in between these two industries, if you like, straddling both, with a very clear value proposition over the perps market. Because if you've got $400 today, you'd be out of your mind to go and use any other platform, any of these, and not come and use Foxify, because you can, trading is hard, there is risk, you can lose. But Foxify is the only one where you could come and 6 extra collateral in 7 days if you perform, and none of the other platforms offer that. And then from a prop perspective as well, many challenges within that space, and we're the first people that are bringing that on chain, where it's completely trustworthy, transparent. There's no niggling feelings of what game am I really playing here, because the rules are crystal clear. Trading is still difficult, right? There's a clear disclaimer, but at least the rules are completely clear, full trust, full transparency.
Nice. Yeah, no, and that makes sense. And I know a lot of those logos.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me jump onto the platform just before, because I can bang on all day. Have you got any questions after that sort of
I want to see what you kind of have, and I do have questions that I have in my head already, and I'm sure we'll hopefully have some from the audience. But I more want to give you a chance to kind of go through the whole gamut of what's going on here, because I do like the idea behind it, and I just want to see how in depth you guys are going right now so far with it.
Cool, very good. All right, so we'll launch the app here. When you're screen sharing, it's always super slow, so apologies for that. So look, the trading platform, V2 of our platform, has been live since the end of February. We took, actually quite aggressive decision. We took over the Palm Swap business, which was the first perpetuals DEX on the BNB chain, actually, but with some good engineers, good product knowledge, and so we basically took over that business towards the beginning of the year. We relaunched the platform end of February. I think we're just getting close to sort of 725 users today, growing very quickly. I think we've added sort of 10% of those users in the last 7 days. So really starting to pick up pace. So you've got a perpetuals platform. We're scaling token pairs at the moment. So as we increase our liquidity and we increase the number of pairs, obviously we're heavily focused on funded at the moment. So you've got a bit of a mix of token pairs. There's a relatively small number, but you've got sort of Bitcoin everyone has to have. You've got ETH as a blue chip, and then you've got a couple of altcoins in ARB and BNB, and then we've got meme coins represented. Our plan is to add just a few more to that in sort of short succession, but ultimately our strategy as a business isn't to be the platform with the most trading pairs, right? Our strategy is to be the only integrated perpetuals and prop trading application. So trading application is already there. Go and have a play. We even have an offer which might not run for too much longer, so make the most of it, where we'll even let you have a no lose trade, right? If you're a first time loser, go in the Discord and tag the guys, open the ticket, provide your wallet. There's some rules that you have to follow. Your first trade, if you lose your first trade, we'll give you your money back. Okay, cool. So it's absolute no lose for just trying the platform. We do have token and staking. There's a couple of staking pools. I won't go too deep into the details now, but ultimately 30% of all of our trading fees are used to automatically buy the Foxify token, the Fox token, off of the open market, and they get distributed daily to the staking pools as well. Okay, so if you're not a trader and you want to get involved in the project, you think this is exciting, the token is the other way that you can do that. Cool. So I'll get into the funded application. So let me, I think, let me just have a quick look here. Yeah, so I'm already connected to my challenge here. Let me just, so I wanted to, let me just disconnect here because I want to show people what they will see when they land on the page. So if you're not whitelisted at the moment, you'll see this right now because we're in private beta. We started private beta last Tuesday. So we've got our first people that are qualifying for funding just coming up for funding now because it's a 7-day challenge. So when you land, you'll see here, you can get funded within 7 days. You get 80% profit split. No paper trading, so it's USDC from day one. I think paper trading and then switching to real trading is a tough transition for people, if I'm honest. And there's no drawdown.
And there's lots of places for people to do that. I mean, I don't know if that's really a need, and that creates a lot of complications, I think, on the programming back end for you guys for doing that kind of thing. So,
not really.
No,
not really. No. It's very easy to have.
But it's easy for people to find it, anyways. I guess is the big thing.
Yeah, well, you just deploy in testnet, right?
I guess true.
Give people free USDT. I think famously, I think somebody who works on our team who I think you probably know, Tycho. I think I gave him $1 million and he lost $650,000 in a week on a testnet application. But yeah, so there's no paper trading on the platform, which means ultimately you're proving yourself in a very real environment, which is I think that's really positive. And we don't have a drawdown limit. So one of the challenges of sort of Web 2 prop trading is that they talk about these crazy big numbers, but in truth, if you can only trade 4% of 100,000, really you've only got 4,000, right?
Yeah.
That's the reality. And obviously that drawdown limit is quite cynic. If you're cynical, it's used because it's very easy to end up minus 4%, isn't it? And you lose your funding.
We all know the downfalls of those. They really are there to take out the traders that are maybe shouldn't be doing this kind of thing in the first place. Sort of. I mean, not necessarily. They shackle, the traders that know what they're doing, that know how to use drawdown to their advantage, and oftentimes are trying to make sure people don't DCA and do all kinds of things that we should be allowed to do, in my opinion. But that's another story for another time.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't have a drawdown limit, and there's no upfront. You need funds to qualify, but there's no upfront fees. It's always your funds through qualification. Okay.
Yeah, which does give you a little bit of ownership over what you're doing there and not just gambling away your challenges. Because I think that's what a lot of people end up doing, especially with people like Apex that you mentioned that you had on your sheet before. They'll buy these challenges for $20, gamble 20 of them, hoping that one hits a winner, and it just creates a really bad environment for people, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically a fruit machine, right?
Now, one question I did have, sorry, Danny, about the timeline. So why set a timeline for the people that are going through these challenges? Why limit them to forcing their hand at trading in between a certain time frame of 7 days like that?
It's a good question. I think ultimately, let me just bring up the rules here, and we'll come back to the dashboard in a second.
Sure.
Let me just maybe, but ultimately, what we want to see is we want to see people that can. So there's a way that we can be agnostic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So most prop trading firms say they do this, but they don't, right? They actually don't. But the way that we can be agnostic is by hedging ourselves against very good traders, right? So we'll provide you with liquidity, but you're trading against our liquidity. It's a closed ecosystem. So if you're very, very good, you'll be draining our liquidity, and then we can hedge off that risk. So we don't care whether you win or lose by copying you on other exchanges, right? And we've got an engine, a trading engine that does that. However, if we can't iron out luck rather than skill, then we can't reliably copy trade high performing traders, if that makes sense. So the structure is there's a few different things. So I think the two main priorities of the structure is, number one is that is making sure that you're rewarding skill rather than luck as much as you can. Sometimes people can be lucky, right? But eventually you run out of luck. So you're rewarding
usually very
skill.
quickly in trading. Oftentimes, usually very quickly in trading. Sometimes the next trade, you basically give it all away afterwards. So,
yeah, absolutely. There is a second reason as well, because it's on chain, so there's no KYC. realistically, somebody could just create 500 wallets using a bot, right? And so it's really important that we have a structure within the system which removes any exploit risk, basically.
Okay.
So ultimately, the system is designed for people to test their skill and be rewarded for skill, rather than for people to find, an exploit is always, we always think of exploit as a hack. Actually, quite often an exploit is just finding an edge that's that's in the code, basically, or in the rules of the game. Quite often things that we call exploits, and people think it's like a rug, or like, quite often exploits are actually people exploiting within the rules of the smart contract.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
yeah. And somebody just not seeing that ahead of time.
Yeah.
And Daniel kind of says, obviously, and I was going to get to this too, as well, as obviously timelines, in my opinion, are not, but I guess I get where you're trying to grasp at you have to find the ways that you can stop the exploits from happening. And timelines is a way to do that. It doesn't necessarily make him a good trader or a bad trader, but it does help, I guess, alleviate from I'm just trying to think why the time. That was when I was going through everything. That was the one thing that kind of got to me, was the fact that if let's say I'm looking at my trades and I'm more of a swing trader and I trade over days, I may be waiting 7 days for my first trade to get in, or maybe not 7, but I'm exaggerating there a bit. But in some cases, if I'm very picky on how I want to take my trades, because I only want to take A+ setups, it may take a day or two for me to see one, and then I'm behind the 8 ball, and then I'm being forced to trade quickly to meet that 7-day deadline, even though I'm a very methodical, strategic, good trader. So I guess that was one I wanted to make sure we spent some time.
Yes, but also, we can't be in the business of having liquidity sit in people's traders' accounts forever. Yeah,
and I expected that answer as well.
So our liquidity needs to be active or inactive, and we can't. Yeah, so that's another reason. Purely from a business perspective, if somebody just wants to sit on some money, then they can do that with their own money, quite frankly.
I always got mad at prop firms for forcing you to trade in a 30-day window. Not that that's not a lot of time, but if a prop firm somehow got forgotten, like somehow you magically opened up 5 of them and you forgot one, the fact that they took that away from you. But I never really thought about that side of it. They still do need to have that that liquidity somewhere for you to use, and so you're tying something up.
To be fair, it's not really an issue for those guys, because they're what you think they're really giving 1,000 people $100,000, really.
Yeah, exactly. It's a smaller portion, but it's still liquidity that's being put aside. But okay.
Potentially. In our world, it is actual liquidity.
True.
It's allocated to the trader account, so it is tied up. I think there's also you can pause between the challenges, by the way.
Okay.
So you can pause between the challenges. Maybe I'll walk through sort of like what the challenge journey looks like at the moment. And by the way, we've lots of research with the community, like really active group of traders who ran simulations, gave us lots of feedback. I think 362 trading days of research we did. Nice. In sort of building the platform. And a lot of that feedback was, I was looking at the data, looking at behaviors, and also people telling us, right, what they liked, what they didn't like. And that was really valuable. And we're still in that phase now, right? We only have one challenge on the platform. We could have bigger challenges, shorter challenges, smaller challenges. Sorry. And so it's, use the platform and give us feedback.
No, absolutely. No, it's good. And so this stuff is all a work in progress, I guess, is basically what you're saying there. And although you've done some data over a decent period of time, there's still more data to be collected, and there's room to massage these rules if we see the need for it. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, look, people always ask, when is beta over? And I always feel like beta's never over.
Never.
Because because you should always be thinking of ways to improve, right? And every day is a learning lesson. So is all of this is completely flexible in terms of our own hands. So we can create different types of challenges, different styles of challenges, bigger, smaller. But we have to kind of take it a step at a time. So I'll walk through the process. So qualification is you use your own funds to qualify, but you'll notice here 100% profit share. It's always your funds. All you have to do is trade on the platform. That's it. So you fund your challenge, which is minimum 400. You can put more if you like, because remember, it's your funds, so it doesn't affect your funding. It doesn't. At the end of it, you could put $100,000 if you want. At the end of the 7-day qualification, whatever you have in your balance is yours. You could roll it into your challenge, or you can withdraw it. If you're down slightly, up a little bit, or you've qualified, 100% of that money is yours. So you never hand over any funds. All you have to do is put the funds into the platform and trade for 7 days. Hit the KPIs, hit the target, which is plus 15%, and you'll be promoted. So what would happen at the end of that period? Every time you DCA in, by the way, into a trade, it counts as a trade as well. So you've got, and remember, you know, you can hit an active day as a 24-hour period. You could hit an active day just with one small trade. So you could, you know, you could have 2 days off and have a couple more days where you've invested very, very little time. So minimum 8 trades, in and out counts as one trade, 5 active days, and over a 7-day period. You'd notice there that I'm in qualification on mine at the moment. We'll get onto that in a second. And yeah, at the end of it, there's 2 outcomes. Either you're going to be promoted, or you can withdraw your funds, whatever you or you haven't passed, and you have the option to do another qualification. But whether, you know, if you turn your 400 into 800 during qualification, you can go on to funded and just take out the $800. It's your money.
And that brings up a good point. Although you're saying the challenges are within 7 days, you still, it's not like, again, you're not losing that money. You're not losing your challenge technically. You're just redoing another challenge. And it's not costing you anymore to do that like you would with any of these other prop firms where you're paying time and time and time again out of your pocket to keep trying them. The only issue is if you lose your money, then you're paying again. But that, I mean, hopefully, again, if you're taking good risk management and all that stuff, even if you don't qualify in the 7 days with the 15% increase, you just try again for the next 7 days with the same money, hopefully, if you've done decent risk management. So there's some balance there. Exactly. I can see between the two. I hear you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got some other rules, so like minimum collateral that you can use in the trade and maximum collateral in the trade, and the collateral that's required here, but you provide that. From silver onwards, the platform provides the collateral for you once you've qualified. Okay, so once you get into silver, you get $2,000. You can trade up to 50x leverage, up to 50% of your initial balance. You can also roll your qualification balance into your funded balance if you wanted. So like in that example I said, where you turn 400 into 800, you could choose to roll your 800 into the 2,000. So you'd now have 2,800 as your starting balance.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's completely up to you. Now, once you move into funded, now the challenges become longer because, you know, it's important that we see performance over time. And but the number of active days have been considered in that as well, actually. So you'll notice that the active days is only 11 out of 15, and the minimum trades is fairly similar, similar per number of days. But your profit share at this point, so whatever profit you make with those funds, you get to keep 80%. So at the end of the challenge, you get a cash out number, and you can cash out 80% of the funds of the profit that you've generated. So any growth in collateral that you've generated. And now there's once you get into the funded round, there's a few different things that can happen, because it's not just pass or fail. You could either be maintained. So if you are plus 15% on the funded level, you'll be maintained and you can restart the same challenge. Now you can pause if you want. At that point, you could say, I'm just going to leave it for a week and start your challenge in a week if you wanted to. If you are plus 25%, then you get promoted to the next level. But if you're below 15%, then you would be demoted one level. So obviously, if you're at silver, you have to restart qualification. If you're at gold, you would just go down to silver. But if you're below, if you're at a loss at the end of your challenge, then you do lose your funding altogether. Okay, so that's all explained in the app as well.
Now, I guess the only thing that I guess I haven't read through that completely. So if I was to add my $800 into that, I'd basically just lose the 2,000. The 800 would still be mine minus whatever losses I had percentage wise. Is that correct?
Well, no, you would now be able to keep 80% of any profits you generate from the 2,800, but you would be rolling that into balance. So you would be taking some risk on your collateral to increase your balance. Obviously, if you're very confident in yourself and you think that you'll turn 2,800 into 5,000, and then you roll that into your 5, you've now got 10, and then you turn your 10 into 20, and then you add 10, you could have 30,000 at platinum, right? So if you're extremely confident in your own abilities, but that obviously comes with some risk as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So I'll show you the dashboard. So I've got a live challenge on at the moment. So you can see here, there's a few things that we haven't updated yet because we're still sort of ideating how we want it to look in terms of like leaderboards and points. So we'll give like points and rewards, basically like trophies for every time somebody gets promoted, qualifies, maintained, and we'll work out, you know, what they might come to. But maybe it will just be sport at the start. But that's something that we'll come to a bit later on, so you can sort of ignore those. You'll see here, so I'm in a live challenge, so I'm 2 days into my qualification at the moment, and you can see that my P&L was positive. Actually, I've had a good time so far.
Nice.
I've 5 trades because, you know, I do like to DCA in and out actually. So actually my trade numbers are quite high. So I'm not really concerned about this. I'm kind of in a position, if I take some really good risk management, I should be comfortable to qualify for funding at the end of the 7 days, as long as I'm active. I did probably mess up actually, because what I should have done is waited until 24 hours have passed so that I've done 2 active days. So I'm a bit short on my active days actually, because I did trades on 2 days, but I didn't think about the 24-hour window in fact. So maybe what we should do is have, well, you can see actually I know I'm on day 2 now, whereas earlier I probably missed that when I got my trade in for the day. So you can see there's a timer here. This is, you know, my cash out balance is always my full balance when I'm in qualification. So, you know, if I qualify for funding, even though I put $400 in to start the challenge, the $481.52 is mine to withdraw, even though I'm now funded.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. And so easy to get going. So $400 out of pocket to kind of get your challenge started. As long as you don't lose that money completely, you've earned whatever you get to pull out. And if you happen to pass the challenge, you then get upgraded and now have more money that is not your own that you get to play with to hopefully move on to the next level kind of thing. I almost thought that when I was reading through it very briefly, it looked like almost I had to put now $1,000 up to get my larger amount. So that's good to hear that you kind of just...
No, you don't have to put anything once you're qualified. And actually you can take your money outright. You can end up, you know, like here, if it was the end of the 7 days, I'd be $80 up and I get $2,000 into my trader account.
Yeah, no, that's good. Cool.
So the way the system works, just so everybody knows, is so you'll notice here, for instance, you see my wallet connected there, and I've got this funded tab on, right? So if we click trade here, it will take us into the trading platform, and you'll notice this tab is on. And in fact, so the way the system works is my account creates, so my wallet has basically, when I fund my account, it creates a smart contract that's dedicated to your wallet. And it's that smart contract that your wallet controls, and it's the smart contract that then holds all of the rules. And it's that smart contract that is then trading on the Foxify platform. But we can toggle between the two, because I'm, you know, you can see here, if I want to open a trade for $70, I can't do that because there's a min collateral level and I've got the funded tab on. So the restrictions are sort of hard coded into the system. And you know, this would only show me my trade activity, my open orders for my funded account, and I can switch my funded account off, and now I would be trading directly from my wallet on the platform. So when you're in funded, you're not just locked into funded. You might say, well, I've done my trade for the day, I'm happy with my challenge, but I'd like to maybe do some other stuff without risking my funded balance. You can just toggle off, and now actually you can see, you know, if I want to open a trade for $20, no problem, he'll let me do that.
Gotcha. Nice.
Or bigger than my maximum collateral, no problem, I can do that. So you can just literally, when I toggle that on, I'm now on my funded account.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so it's really, I think from a user perspective, it's really slick. It's really slick. There's a lot of tech behind this making it work. Yeah, this is, you know, bots and infrastructure. For instance, when you get to the end of a challenge, because all positions have to be closed at the end of a challenge, so the system will close any open positions. But you can hold positions overnight, for instance. I know that's something that a lot of trading firms do, because it's smart contract based. The payout is instant. There's no like approval process or anything like that.
Yeah, nice. And I'm assuming because you've bought another system kind of thing, all your stop loss, all that different stuff, and the way you can put in your orders. Can you put in orders that are have a preset take profit and stop loss kind of thing built in?
Absolutely, yeah. You got that here. So take profit, stop loss, and you've got market.
Yeah, it's all the usual stuff. Nice.
Yeah. And you can you can add to a position and withdraw from a position as well. So you can DCA in and out.
Gotcha. Perfect. Yes, this is awesome. Very good. Any questions, guys? Obviously, now it's kind of the time because I just wanted to get a good oversee. My biggest thing was the timeline thing, and obviously, and I agree with Dan. There's some sticklers with that one, and I don't blame them because it does kind of pigeonhole. But I do like that you guys kind of open that up afterwards. And like I said, you can retake that challenge without paying new money. So those two things kind of offset me and my need. It just becomes a time thing at that point if I don't qualify during that 7-day period. And if I have to wait for another 7-day period, it's more of a time crunch on me if I wanted to get funded faster than it is a real deterrent from the system, I guess. Because all these things have rules and stuff, and they have to have something. Any other questions you guys have about things? And I guess theoretically you've kind of answered that, but no, actually, no, you haven't. So can you hedge positions?
Yes.
Okay. Which is also something a lot of them do not allow you to do.
Interesting.
So
yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. A couple of things just to plug to you guys so you know. So we're in private beta at the moment. If you want to get involved, obviously, if you're not a trader, then the token is the way of getting involved. Our circulating market cap at the moment is extremely low. Not financial advice, but we have a lot of upside potential and very little downside, considering our current market cap and the technology that we've built. The other thing to note, so if you want to get involved in private beta, you be quick because we're already a week in now and we need to get out of private beta at some point. Now, there is a bit of a bonus. So there was NFTs that we minted last year. So there was free NFTs. There was a free NFT mint that we did, and they were gold, silver, bronze. Now, the gold, the utility will be in the funded platform. You can stake the gold NFT and you'll get 25% plus collateral on top of your funded balance. So yeah, so instead of 2K, you get 2.5. Instead of 5, you get 6,250. Instead of 10, you'll get 12.5. Right? Nice. Very lucrative. You have a 1 in 100 chance of minting the gold, very rare. But that also means that they have a good resale value. So I think floor price on the gold is about $8,000 at the moment, right?
Wow.
Because it's for life. So you could use it for 3 months and then you could sell it to someone else, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they could use it. So you also have silver. So silver, same logic, but 10%. And then you have bronze. Bronze, you could either sell it on the open market or you can buy 4 more and turn it into a silver on the platform. So we're just relaunching those NFTs. Anyone who's got an NFT from last year will be able to migrate across to the new one.
Perfect.
But anybody that takes part in private beta and completes at least one challenge, as long as they meet the KPIs, so if you qualify or not, doesn't really matter. As long as you meet the KPIs, then you will qualify to mint one of these free NFTs. We're going to do a free NFT mint at the end of private beta. So anyone who's been on private beta has a chance of minting a gold NFT, which currently has a floor price of $8,000. Also, we have a big partnership with a number of big partnerships actually with people like Chainlink, Pith. So Pith, we're giving a $5,000 bonus when we come out of private beta. The first 10 traders to be maintained at platinum level will get a $5,000 bonus.
Nice.
So we've got lots of other big things coming. Actually, there'll be many more things like that down the line. But yeah, so yeah, it's good to get you practicing now, just for the free NFT mint, quite frankly. But also, if you get sharp and really good at it, obviously it's great to be in that first 10 users that get maintained at platinum, because there's a $5,000 reward we're giving out.
Score. And we sort of did this earlier, and Tycho jumped in and answered that for us. But Arvin was asking tradable assets, which he posted here. I was going to have you show me, but Tycho beat us to the punch.
And we will add more. Part of our roadmap is to launch Funded Pro. But I'm sure you appreciate what we've done already is very innovative and requires a lot of thought, research, hard work, investment. But our roadmap is to launch a Funded Pro application, which will be more pairs, different assets, deep liquidity, lower fees,
futures.
But that's something in the future.
Cool. Yeah, very good. And again, once you get too many pairs, to be honest with you, most of them, especially on crypto side, they kind of flow the same way. Yeah, you can maybe get a bigger high or a lower low out of some degen ones, but that creates its own risk profile. And really, I think you guys don't want to do too much attracting of the degens of trading. You really want real traders. That's what I guess all of these platforms want in a sense. But
we're look. I think to be honest, I think there's something there. I think there's something there for the sort of studious trader, and obviously there's something there. You know, it's huge upside. You can 6x your trading collateral in 7 days just by
Yeah,
using the platform. So
which is
it's
huge.
a pretty powerful value proposition.
That it is. That it is. Any questions? Any other? I did get a few questions there, and I think we've gone through most of them. I don't think I missed anything, but if anybody else has anything else, I would love to hear from you now. Um, I'm going to be giving this a whirl. So I do have one set up that I'm ready to start today. So I'm going to have some fun with that. What I may do, and I think, and I apologize, Danny, I meant to talk to you a little further about this earlier, but I believe you said there was some potential giveaway. Is that something I need to do later? Because I can do it as part of my other videos I do later on when I show off this protocol.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest. We've got
Okay,
like
that's fine.
6
We'll pick that
live
up.
streams this week, spinning lots of plates. So yeah, maybe jog my memory offline.
Yeah, that's fine. So if there is anything that I can get as a little bonus, I will definitely talk to you guys about maybe doing a giveaway of some sorts. Otherwise,
I think it was the NFT. I think I
I don't know
said
if I want to
do
give
the
that away, especially if I get a gold one.
Yeah, well, that's what I did say. I said if you do the funded challenge, you could give the NFT away, but
True.
that's
Yeah.
you heard it here first. Justin said
There you
no
go.
way.
I think
Get on
I
your
have
job.
1 or 2 of them from the past thing, so I'll have to see what I have. I don't even remember which ones I have, because I think I ended up with a silver somewhere in there. But yeah, maybe I'll give away something like that. So,
And they're
awesome,
going cheap as well. Like I saw silver's going for like $170, which
nice.
is insane, right? When you think that if you just get to the silver level, it'll
Mhm.
get you $200 extra collateral just the first time. So yeah, the NFTs, like where you see there's some wallets that have been going along just sweeping up the NFTs and yeah,
Nice.
accumulating.
Tycho just threw something up there. Free trade. So is it? You said there was one free loss or whatever. Is that?
Yeah. So it's a free trade. So you take the trade, and if you lose, we'll give you money back.
Nice. And yes, I was getting to this, Tycho. Geez, do my job for me. So yeah, so there is links down below in this description of the video, guys. If you have not already, please join the Foxify Discord to learn more about this. If you want to get into the beta, it sounds like obviously time is of the essence. So start your challenge ASAP if you choose to. Not financial advice, but I mean, obviously, if you are trading already anyways, this is a neat way to potentially make your money work a little bit harder for you, and give you another way to do that. I'm going to have some fun, I think, with Bitcoin probably is what I'm going to play around with. Maybe a little bit of ETH, but probably Bitcoin. We have some tools in the pack trading group that we're kind of trying to mess around with for this specifically. So we're going to have some fun, hopefully generating some ways for us to trade some BTC. We usually deal only in futures land. So a few of us are excited to give it a whirl with Bitcoin and see if we can pass some challenges with Foxify. So hopefully you'll get some new beta testers today from that. So
If you, by the way, just simple stuff, just go in the Discord, say #private beta, and the mods will jump on you with all the information you need. Make it simple as
nice.
possible for you.
Make it simple. Love it. All right, guys. So if there's anything else, as I mentioned, I'm going to give a whirl at the challenge. I will document some of my journey through that challenge. Hopefully, I will not fail it. And depending on how that goes, obviously, you guys can hopefully cheer me on or see how well it does. And I'll post some videos on that in the next little bit because I do like this kind of idea. I like the idea of it being decentralized. I like I like Danny, who's been here for a long time in this space and is always trying to do something different and cool and new, which I appreciate. So I always like to give support to those people and those things when I can. So we'll see what I can come up with my trading journey. I've been trading for a little over a year now, and it's just starting to pay off. So this is not an overnight sensation type thing, but there we go. We'll get our own stuff going and try and do what we
can
can.
take over. Yeah, and look, to be honest, if there's obviously people are very enthusiastic about the pack. I think we have over 103 traders on private beta already. So
Nice.
Probably a great place to recruit because we've got a partnership with Crypto Saving Expert. We're going to put their education on our platform. So we got partnership with Pith, and then we've done similar sessions in their trading community. We've got another think we've got another 4 demos this week, another 3 demos next week. Alt crypto gems, we're just getting booked in. So we've got lots and lots going on. So it's a great place for trading communities to recruit is actually in Foxify right now.
Nice. And going back a little bit, and I don't know, I know we've kind of finished most of our discussion here. There was kind of affiliate and packs that you almost created teams. Is there anything happening with that in the future? And is there any way of, like, especially with your scoring system you're talking about, is there any thought of doing some cool competition type stuff between packs and that type of stuff at all?
Potentially, I think we want to keep it simple. So we do have an affiliate link. You can go and create your own custom affiliate link on the platform right now. So you go and do it.
Yeah, I had one
And
off.
you can create a funny name if you want, just for fun. You can create your own link. We are upgrading that system because one of the challenges with an affiliate system is that it needs to know, Danny's referred Justin, so my wallet referred that wallet. Yeah. The problem with Funded is there's a proxy in the middle, which is the trader contract. So part of private beta. So it's basically a step in the middle, which divorces the two wallets. So the system wouldn't work with Funded. So during private beta, we're upgrading the affiliate system so that it will capture. Basically, it would know that Justin's wallet is controlling this trader contract, which is traded on the platform, and it was referred by Dan. So upgrade to the system coming, but you can create an affiliate link right now.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Danny. It doesn't look like we have any other questions. We'll definitely look forward to maybe doing an update on this down the road. If nothing else, like I said, I will do up some videos on my own just because, again, I like the system. I like the idea, and I never really played with Bitcoin too much. So I'm happy to give it a try a little bit and see if I can do some.
And don't be like those guys, right? They're just, I see it all the time. They're super loud when they're winning, and then they just go really quiet when they're losing.
No.
We love the stonks.
Yeah, I've tried. I haven't gone public too much with my trading stuff, even on my channel and stuff. Not because I don't want to show the wins and losses, just because I don't feel it's adding much value when I'm just learning. But now that I've gotten to that point where I'm feeling much more confident and comfortable, I have no issue showing the wins and the losses. I just want to show what's going on and be real. That's all I care about. So, looking forward to seeing. Do I have anything else? When is? Oh, yeah. Are you doing any listing of Fox token? We're probably a little ways out for that, eh?
Yeah, look, I think I have quite a strong view, and this is from learning in the industry. I wasn't born with this view that successful projects don't get successful because they get listed on these exchanges. It's hugely liquidity intensive. I could show you many a token that are listed on all of those platforms and going nowhere. Successful businesses have a great product that people use, and then they get listed on these platforms. So we're focused on the fundamentals right now.
Yeah, 100% agree. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you very, very much, Danny, for joining us. Thank you, everybody else who watched this. I didn't say this at the start, but obviously, if you did find value in this content, please do hit that like button. If you find value in what I do separately, then obviously there's that subscribe button. But I more care about the like because that helps Foxify out, and I want to see them grow.
And guys, in the comments, put links to like Foxify socials. Get the links to the white paper. Come on, Foxes. Get it in there.
I don't know if they can post links, but I have links to stuff. Where did I had my white paper up?
That's right. I'm asking the guys in the comment. They should be all over it.
But yes, I did not post the website, which I should. It is all in the description of the video, though. So anybody that does want to see that, it is there.
Well, the great thing is Foxify is a very unique word, isn't it? So foxify.trade, and you're there.
Not hard to find. So anybody has any questions, to reach out to the Discord. And obviously, if you have access to my Discord, you're welcome to ask me stuff there. And I look forward to posting. I'll probably post in my Discord. So if you're not already in there, get in there. So we can look through. You'll see that first on my Discord, my trading, before I get a video out for it. So I'll let you guys know there if you want to see how my stuff is doing. So plug for everybody. Thanks so much, Danny. Thanks again, and good luck with this. I'm really excited to see this evolve. It's already come a long way because you guys did again, it's been over a year, I think you said, since you started doing the, I'm forgetting the name, but the perp decks, I guess, where you were trading. That's been going
And
for a
peer-to-peer
while.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The options. Thank you. That's what the word I was trying to think of. I haven't done those yet. So awesome. So thank you so much. Good luck to everything you guys are doing. And I look forward to hopefully having you on again.
Good luck to you as well.